Good day, Methodist Savior, professional theologian and Bible teacher with our daily devotional for Monday, June 1st. We come all the way back to the beginning of the book of Proverbs, chapter 1. The first 10 chapters of Proverbs are not the pithy sayings. They're long narratives about the virtues of wisdom, the folly of foolishness, and the danger of following wickedness and wicked people, and to stay the straight and narrow. So today's reading is part of one of those longer narratives, which you really need to read the entire chapter to get the most out of what we're reading today. But we're going to read verse 15 and 16. That's going to be our little bite for today. My child, do not go down their way, withhold yourself from their path. For they are eager to inflict harm, and they hasten to shed blood. There is a group of people out there who are no longer satisfied with disagreeing with somebody. If you have an oppositional belief system of theirs, they must hate you for it, that you are a wicked, evil person, and they must do everything that they can to destroy you. Not to disagree with you, but to destroy you. And violence has become acceptable to them, so much so that it seems normal. It actually seems virtuous to perpetuate violence. You see the joy that some people seem to take when there's an attempt on either the president's life or another political figure or someone that they don't like. They just revel in it and they're sorry that he missed. And that's a really dangerous attitude to take. How did we get so far? During the Civil War, soldiers, both North and South, were using a weapon called the rifled musket. It was a musket a musket is easy to load. You just drop the powder and the bullet down the barrel, pack it down with a wadding, and then you shoot it. But the new weapon, the rifled musket, would use a bullet that would expand, and that it was easy to load like a musket, but it had rifled grooves on the barrel, so that as it fired, the bullet would expand, grab hold of those grooves, and spin, and you had an accurate rifle. And at 100 yards, the length of a football field, which is about the distance that the armies would stand, or even sometimes closer, that you could easily hit a target from that distance. But a lot of the soldiers would stand shoulder to shoulder, fire at each other, and only a couple soldiers in the line would be hit because the vast majority of the soldiers were firing too low into the ground or over the heads of the other line, because something innate in our system keeps us from harming another human being. There's a moral repugnance to hurting someone else, and that they would miss on purpose to avoid that. And even during the First World War, that continued when the rifled musket had been replaced with the 30-06 rifle, which at 1,000 yards could easily harm another person. And there was a huge miss ratio. What changed things? It's when the Army switched to human-shaped targets, when people became desensitized to shooting at another human being. And now our kids are growing up playing video games that Call of Duty and World of Warcraft, where violence is just normal. And they're participating in online violence on a regular basis. So when they come into the real world, they have lost that inhibition to do violence. So when you associate with violence and violent people, they will entice you into their world to harm other people. That's wrong. That's wrong to hurt other people. Look, you don't have to agree with everybody. You don't have to agree with me. There are people on TikTok and on Facebook and YouTube and other channels that I broadcast on that I disagree with strongly. But I don't hate them, and I certainly don't wish injury upon them either, and I certainly hope they don't wish harm or injury upon me too. We can disagree with people that we don't have the same opinion or same belief systems, but doesn't mean you need to hate them. But when you start following and listening and absorbing rhetoric that is violent and hateful and abusive, then you will become a violent and hateful and abusive person too. They will draw you in. They love violence and they love to shed innocent blood. That's the warning. That's the admonition here. So be careful who it is that you follow, who it is that you associate with, because you could get sucked into some danger really, really quick. If you've got a question about this or any other subject, drop me an email, methodistdave@gmail.com. I'll do my best to answer your question. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe. And until tomorrow, please be good to one another.